Okay, now let's finish this off by talking about the college football playoff picture, where we are right now. We've got number 1, Mississippi State. Number 2 is Florida State. Actually, it hasn't come out for this week yet, but this is sort of what's projected it is going to be. Mississippi State, Florida State, Oregon, Alabama, top 4.
Okay.
All right.
This is AP polls, right?
It basically is the AP poll, yes. And based off of what happened last week, Auburn getting knocked out of this picture, actually knocked out of the top 8,
sure.
yeah. And then you have TCU at number 5, Baylor at number 6, Arizona State at number 7, and which Arizona State, obviously they'll probably have to play Oregon at the end of the season, so that's not going to help their cause any, depending on what happens. And then Ohio State is in the picture. They're on the outside of it, but they're in this picture. So what do we think is going to happen? Obviously, Mississippi State, Alabama, one of these teams is going to get knocked out of this.
You can't know what's going to happen later on after this game. You can't know, because Arizona State can beat Oregon could be knocked out, or anything like that. But right now, what I'm thinking is TCU is a huge Mississippi State fan. Because if Alabama beats Mississippi State, they could not be knocked out of the top 5, because Alabama is number 4. That happens. When the playoff people are doing it, if number 4 beats number 1 and it's really close, they could just be moved to number 4 and TCU could be left out. But if Alabama loses to Mississippi State, that would put TCU in the top 4. They need Mississippi State in this game.
This is what's interesting. The SEC comes into play big in this scenario, because if Mississippi State were to lose to Alabama, you're right, Mississippi State could stay. If Alabama loses, most likely they're out.
They're gone.
They're gone. And so what's funny, though, is Mississippi State, let's say they lose to Alabama, they have 1 loss. And then they go into the Ole Miss game. And what if they lose to the rival Ole Miss?
Wow.
Could there be not an SEC team in the final? And somebody like Ohio State sneak in?
I wouldn't take Ohio State.
I think America
or Arizona State. If Arizona State did it and they beat Oregon, wow, they would have a big chance.
But think about it. Who has the easiest schedule remaining out of these teams fighting to get in? It's sure not Mississippi State or Alabama. Ohio State is sitting there just like, well, let you all just knock each other out and we'll just cruise on.
That is true.
So
that being said, TCU has a pretty easy remaining schedule too.
True.
So I'd say theirs is almost easier than Ohio State, because Ohio State had to play Nebraska or someone inside the title game for them.
Sure. I mean, Florida State's passed pretty smooth, barring Miami, barring Florida State. So I don't know, but it'll be really this game this week with with Mississippi State and Alabama is huge. Alabama's chance to stay in, and Mississippi State's chance to really get themselves, because their last game's Ole Miss.
Right. So right now,
Mississippi State win over Alabama. They're
solid.
They're
right now, who do you think? If you said right now he's going to be in the playoffs, starting with
Who's your top 4?
Who's your top 4? By the end of the season, who do you think it'll be?
Okay, I say Florida State.
Okay.
I say Oregon. I say Alabama, and I say TCU.
Okay. What do you think?
Actually, I'm no Mark Mays, but I think that sounds like about right to me.
Okay.
It really
My
does. I don't think Mississippi State will be in it, even though they're number 1 right now.
Is Florida State, Alabama, TCU, and Arizona State.
Wow.
So you think Oregon's going to get knocked out?
I think Arizona State is going to beat Oregon, which would put them inside the playoffs.
What about Ohio State? Nobody said Ohio
What about
State.
Oregon? Oh yeah, Oregon will be in.
Yeah.
You think Arizona State over? You think defense will win out? Okay, that might take away Mariota's Heisman.
No, I don't think it takes away Heisman. I think he still wins Heisman.
We'll see about that, but that's a big one. All right, well, that's our look. A lot can happen between now and then. Woo, a lot can happen. But thanks for watching, and join us next week.